Okay, hi YouTube. This is going to be my labor and delivery story. Woo! Yeah, no, it wasn't that exciting. Okay, so on July 16th, it was my regular doctor's visit. And we went in and we're like, because I was in so much pain and stuff, so I really wanted them to try to help me out and stuff. And they're like, well, because I thought that once you're 37 weeks, then you're full term. That's what I was told. So I was like, well, I'm full term. Can you just induce me? And because I'm in so much pain, I can't do this anymore. And they're like, well, let's check you because by the state of California or something, we're not allowed to induce anybody unless they are 39 weeks. And I was like, okay. So he checked me and he's like, well, I don't think we need to be induced anyway. I'm sending you over to labor and delivery because I can feel your sac of water and I can feel the baby's head. And you're dilating. I was like, okay. So we went down to the hospital. My mom called my sister, and my sister's like, oh my god, and then we went to labor and delivery. They did the, like, no stress testing, or the little listen to the heartbeat and the monitoring and all that. And then, they're like, well, you're not continuing, because they monitored me for like an hour, I think, and they're like, well, you're not progressing any, so we're going to send you home and just walk and do anything you can to get your labor started. So that day I went home and I walked and I walked and I walked. And my appointment was like at 10 in the morning. And then by 8 o'clock at night I just gave up. I'm like, it's not going to happen. And I decided that like at 7:40, just to make sure, I would get, my hospital bag ready and all that ready to go. So if I need to go, I can just go. So I did that, and then at like 8, I was like, oh my god, I forgot her Soli, the Monsters Inc. Soli. I forgot her, her little lovey blanket thing. And I was like, oh my god, no, I gotta find it. So I couldn't find it anywhere. I could not find it. And then I was like, oh, I remember where I put it. I put it in this little trunk thing I got, and it was underneath her cradle. So I had to get down on my hands and knees and, get it out. And when I got down there, I squatted, and my water broke. I was like, Mom, either I just peed or my water broke. And she's like, well, is it stopping? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, then your water broke. So we hurried up and we got ready. And we called my sister and we told her that we were going to be there to pick her up, that she needed to be ready, and we were going to have a baby. So we went down to the hospital. They checked me in, and then they're like, well, we have to do this test to make sure that it is in fact your water that broke. So they did this little swab thing, and they checked to see if it was my water that actually broke, and it was. So they sent me to the delivery room where I would deliver her, and they hooked me up to the IV and all that stuff. They let me eat. My mom went and got me food, and they let me eat, and then they started, I think it was fentanyl they gave me. They gave me fentanyl for pain at first, and I was able to sleep. I slept through the night until, like, I think it was like 8:30 in the morning I slept until. And then they came in, and they woke me up, and they're like, well, you haven't progressed at all. We're going to have to start you on Pitocin or something to get your labor started. And they're like, but we're going to start the pill first, the pill form of, like, Pitocin first, just to get it started, because they said normally that works better if you're already dilated at 2. That works better to get your stuff started, so that's what we did. So when that happened, my contractions started getting worse and worse, and I was in pain, so they decided that they were going to give me the epidural. So I got the epidural when I was 2 centimeters dilated. It took about, and then at like 2, they're like, you're 10, so you need to start pushing. And they're like, you're going to push for 2 to 3 hours. And I'm like, no. And they're like, yeah, you normally people with their first baby do. And I'm like, no, I'm not. So I pushed for like 15 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes. Maybe it was a little bit before 2 that they came in there. Well, anyways, I pushed, and it only took me like 20 minutes of pushing to get her out. So yeah, it was before that because she was born at 2:19. So it took me 20 minutes of pushing until I got her out, and she was born at 2:19 on on July 17th, 2013. She weighed 5 pounds 8 ounces and was 18.5 inches long, and she did not cry when she came out, but she did come out with her eyes wide open. She was looking at everyone. My sister was in the room, my mom was in the room, and my friend Kyle was in the room because he had came down to see me beforehand. He was like, oh, I'm on my way to come see you, da, da, da. And I was like, okay, then come on down and see me. And then by the time he got there from his work, she was already crowning. So I was like, if you want to come in, you're welcome to come in. If you don't, then you can go sit out in the waiting room. It's going to not be that long, and you can come back in. So he decided he would come in, so he got to see me have her, and that was pretty exciting. And my sister was in there, my mom, my sister's girlfriend. My sister's girlfriend was the biggest help to me ever in life because she helped me count, because my sister couldn't count to 7, and my mom couldn't count to 7 because they were just so anxious. So Kelly counted, and Kelly also videotaped, took pictures, and everything. So that was just, thank you, Kelly. That meant a lot to me. And so yeah, it's pretty much my labor and delivery story. And I didn't feel anything. It was kind of exciting. I mean, I was like, the whole time I was pregnant, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die during labor. I'm gonna die. And I'm like, when I was finally in labor and all this stuff was happening, I'm like, oh, this is okay. I didn't even cry. I did my makeup before I had her. When she came out, my makeup was all done, my hair. It was really a good experience for me. I really was worried about that experience, and it was like one of the best moments of my life. I mean, I loved being able to see her and everything. It was just really exciting. And she was just so tiny. Oh, and my sister got to cut her cord, and my sister was so thrilled that she was able to do that. So, in this video, I think I'll introduce you guys to Lila. Her name is Lila Lou Ann. Lou is separate and Ann is separate, so it's Lou and then Ann. So it's Lila Lou Ann Sullivan, which she's named Sullivan after my dad who passed away. So this is Lila. I'll show you, which she's time to burp her anyway, so that's kind of good. This is Lila. This is her. You say hi, baby. You say hi. You say hi. Oh, now you're burping to them. You're burping for them. But this is her, and to her now. She's so big. I can't even believe it. But, yep, this is my little girly girl. My little bye-bye. Oh, no cry, Petey. No cry, Petey. But, yeah, so thanks for watching, and I hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe.